San Antonio police are investigating a deadly shooting in far west Bexar County.
The shooting happened just after 4:30 at a home in the 500 block of Kernan Drive near Hunt Lane. When officers arrived, they found a 22-year-old man inside bleeding. EMS tried to save him, but were unsuccessful.
Witnesses say the victim was talking to a man in a car. The man in that car then began shooting at the victim. The victim ran inside the home after being shot and collapsed. Police have little information on the suspect, but officers say they're looking for a small silver car.
Also starting the 6th off with a parent's worst nightmare. A family out doing some last-minute Christmas shopping had their car stolen, but it wasn't the car they were worried about. Inside their car was their 5-year-old son.
Well, luckily, Japhanie, in just a matter of hours, a young boy and a vehicle were found. Our John Paul Barajas is live where the family was reunited. And John Paul, I'm sure this is a relief.
Samuel, Japhanie, it really is, because we're at the Cons off 14 and Marbach, where police saved Christmas, not only reuniting the boy and his parents, but also finding the stolen SUV that was ditched at this very parking lot. Now, officers tell us it all started at a piñata store off of Culebra and Gresham. The parents left the car running to run into the store, but in that short time, their vehicle and son were taken.
It seems like everything's fine right now, thank God. Christmas tomorrow. We do have great video surveillance both at the scene and where they ditched the kids, so we're thinking arrest will be pretty imminent.
As Sergeant Don Gatton explained, the suspects are still on the loose, but they believe they'll be in custody soon. He adds there was never any chase, but thanks to people who had seen the SUV and gave police information, this emotional reunion was possible. Now, we'll continue following this story, but as Sergeant Gatton explained, they believe the people responsible will be behind bars or at least in custody sooner rather than later. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you very much, Sean Paul. Another family looking for hope. The search for Lena Kill now entering day 5. And today, community leaders and members gathered to hold a candlelight vigil for the missing child.
Yeah, the vigil taking place this morning outside of St. Francis Episcopal Church. Her father spoke at the event as the Afghan community gathered by his side.
Leaders in the community, as well as from other faiths, offered their prayers and hopes that Lena will come home. Chief McManus says law enforcement agencies across the country, including those along the border, are aware of Lena's case.
Right now, the community is supporting, so they are a little bit good, but still the mother is in deep pain.
It's just amazing the amount of work that is going on, and we're not stopping.
If you have any information, you're asked to call SAPD at 210-207-7660. A combined $150,000 reward is being offered for any information leading to her location.
Meanwhile, authorities in Medina County are still searching for 3 children who disappeared with their father earlier this week. The 3 children were last seen 3:45 Monday afternoon at County Road 366 and FM 2676 near Rio Medina. DPS says this is still an active search. Authorities are also searching for the father, Jonathan Wright. He's wanted on several out-of-state warrants for crimes against minors. Anyone with information can call the Medina County Dispatch Office at 830-741-6153.
Search police and Crime Stoppers are still trying to get information in this unsolved killing of a businessman. Henry Gutierrez was killed on Christmas Eve 6 years ago. He was found with gunshot wounds at his home in the 2200 block of FM 3009 in Schertz. According to his son, Miguel Gutierrez, his father's SUV was found at a San Marcos apartment complex in 2016. A $75,000 reward is being offered for any information leading to an arrest. You could call 1-877-403-8477.
Well, across San Antonio tomorrow morning, kids will be jumping awake, ready to open their presents. But unfortunately, many of them won't be jumping out of a bed to do so.
That's right. One nonprofit aims to change that for as many San Antonio kids as it can. Gary Berger tagged along with Sleep in Heavenly Peace on their mission to give area children a silent night in a bed of their own.
At a Northside warehouse, dozens of volunteers loaded in headboards, bed rails, and bedding on their way to bedrooms around San Antonio.
Our mission statement is no kid sleeps on the floor in our town.
The nonprofit Sleep in Heavenly Peace estimates 2 to 3% of kids across the country without beds. Instead, they might be sleeping on couches, air mattresses, doubled up, even on the floor.
I didn't realize how much need there was. I think I took beds for granted.
The San Antonio chapter builds and delivers beds year-round. But today is this year's biggest delivery, 200 in all.
You got it?
I got it.
All right.
4 of them going to the Martinez family.
So when we moved, we had to really just start over with furniture and everything. So which is why we were needing the help, and we're really blessed for these guys to come and help us out with the beds for our kids.
With 6 boys in the family and another baby on the way, Billy Martinez had looked up help with beds on the internet.
We had some of them on air mattresses and also sleeping with us in our bed as well, just because they don't like to sleep alone at night.
Now, on Christmas Eve, the beds have been delivered, assembled, and are ready to go.
I want blue. Okay, you have blue? Yeah.
And each one of these beds is more than that. It represents a kid who's going to be waking up in their own bed on Christmas morning. I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Now to another special story. Today is Christmas Eve, but for one veteran living in San Antonio, it's also his 100th birthday. This is Buddy Cooper. He was born on Christmas Eve in 1921. He served in World War II, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War. Afterwards, Cooper continued his service at Fort Sam Houston right here in San Antonio. His family says that he's always had a good outlook on life and stays positive no matter what.
I'm feeling fine. If this is 100, I'll take at least another round.
All I can say is go on, Buddy. Buddy Cooper's wife, Helen, is 97 years old, and together, get this, they celebrated their 75th wedding anniversary last month. So happy birthday to Buddy from all of us here at KSAT.
Yeah, definitely very great to see that there.
Oh, definitely. Now, he's known as the ambassador. Ayad Casey is a former Iraqi refugee helping many of the Afghan refugees who are starting over in San Antonio, much like he once did.
And he's a fixture at the Center for Refugee Services. And Jesse DeGallado tells us Casey always seems eager to help out however he can.
I wish you a happy new year.
Ayad Casey is doing what he does best, making people feel welcome. Lately, it's been Afghan refugees like these getting their children gifts for their first Christmas here.
I'm still driven by a need of a family.
In the 10 years since he says his only child, Rakim, chose to stay in Baghdad,
Yes.
Casey has, in a sense, adopted the Center for Refugee Services.
They are like a family to me. It's become part of my life.
Here, Ayad Casey is overseeing a citizenship class and the teaching of English as a second language, as well as simply helping them adjust to their new lives in America. For instance, he tells them,
When someone talking to you and you do like this, that means that you don't like what he's saying. He say, no, I'm respecting him. I say, yeah, that's in Afghanistan.
Their future in America, he says, are the children.
They will become yours. They will become mine. They will become our American people.
Many of them, he says, already are picking up English.
How do you like America so far?
Very good. Yeah, I like the school.
Casey remembers even though he was a military interpreter, after he got to San Antonio, he wondered,
Walgreens and Walmart, which one is the pharmacy? What does Culebra mean? Is this English? No, this is Spanish word. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Now listen to the former Iraqi petroleum engineer and businessman,
one nation,
preparing others to be citizens of their new country.
With liberty and justice for all.
Jesse Degollado, KSAT 12 News.
And thanks to many of our viewers, the Center for Refugee Services says it's been happily overwhelmed by the donations it's received, but more are still needed. Just a few days ago, its office on Wurzbach Road was jammed with bedding, linens, towels, hygiene products, and more.
But they told us everything you see here is probably gone by now. Donations disappear in a matter of days. The center has assisted at least 1,600 Afghan refugees so far, and more are expected in the coming days and weeks. So they say that there's still a growing need for these types of donations, even beyond the holidays. However, the center will be closed this Christmas Day. Time now, 6:08. We're taking a live look across San Antonio on this Merry Christmas Eve. Clear skies, a bit different from earlier today, but hey.
Yes, we'll take that. And it's 73 degrees.
I know.
Christmas Eve, Sarah.
It's very warm out there, and in spite of the fact that we had morning clouds that lasted until the early afternoon, we got up to 77 degrees this afternoon for the high temperature. That is warmer than average by 14 degrees. So it was a warm one here, and unfortunately in the pollen count, this is not so much of a good Christmas present. We've got mountain cedar very high, past 12,000, and molds are low. Hey, take a look at this record for Christmases that we've seen. 1955, we got up to 90 degrees. We're not going to get there, but we're going to be somewhere in this zone. The second and third warmest Christmas on record. For now, we're forecasting a high temperature in the low 80s in San Antonio, but that's tomorrow. Tonight, Santa's coming to town. I've got a look at the Santa tracker to see where he's at coming up after the break.
This SA Salutes holiday greeting is brought to you by Bob Mills Furniture.
To all the San Antonio military families, I'm Bob Mills, wishing you a Merry Christmas and thank you for your service.
New on the Night Beat tonight, it's a familiar scene. COVID cases increasing during the winter break and now concerns over how this will affect the spring semester. We take a look back at the lessons learned from how schools handled COVID at the beginning of the school year. And between the pandemic and the supply chain crisis, it had a real big impact on the efforts of Habitat for Humanity. Yet, dozens of people were still given a home. We speak with one of them about how it's improved her livelihood when you join us tonight on the Christmas Eve edition of the Night Beat. Now taking a quick look at traffic this evening. Can't leave you without that. This is a Trans Guide. You see some delays there, 1604 at Houseman, 410 at East Houston. Otherwise, things looking fine. You saw those delays on 1604, but otherwise, things looking okay as people try to get to where they need to this evening. But there is one crash on Huebner and Bitters, so watch out for that if you are in that area. And the COVID-19 pandemic causing travel headaches this Christmas Eve. At least 3 major airlines have canceled hundreds of flights, including a handful in San Antonio and Austin. Airlines citing sick calls as the Omicron variant continues to spread.
But the weather is also causing hundreds of flight delays and is making roads treacherous for those traveling by car. Here's ABC's Aaron Katersky with the details.
It's Christmas Eve and millions are stressing out trying to get to their destinations as severe winter weather is taking a toll on holiday travel. For passengers heading to Grandma's house for Christmas, they better pack their patience. Delta and United Airlines are canceling more than 300 flights combined. The airlines saying the grounded flights are due to sick calls related to COVID-19 and inclement weather in parts of the country. An avalanche warning has been issued in parts of the Sierra Nevadas, where as much as 10 feet of snow is forecast to fall over the weekend. Travelers are lining up to buy snow chains before heading to the mountains. The Department of Transportation is setting up checkpoints for inspection.
We bought chains. We actually did a whole bunch of stuff. Just go slow and think twice.
In Los Angeles, at least 8 vehicles, including 2 big rigs, were involved in this deadly crash. It's unclear what caused the accident, though a rainstorm moving through Southern California was making the roads slick. In San Bernardino County, after heavy rains last week, crews were working to shore up roads ahead of another storm.
We have ice conditions up there. And then when you get the rain, it kind of thaws some of that and loosens up those rocks.
Oregon's Governor Kate Brown declared a state of emergency with snow and sub-freezing temperatures forecast through next week. Transportation crews are saying they're ready to keep the streets clear.
We're going to make sure they get the attention of the plows, of the sand, of the salt, to make sure that we can keep them open.
Some roads are closed amid heavy snowfall in northern Nevada. Drivers heading west on Interstate 80 are being turned around at the Nevada state line. And in Jackson County, Wisconsin, freezing rain and icy road conditions were responsible for this massive crash on Thursday. About 40 cars and 20 semi-trucks involved, some of them bursting into flames. Aaron Katersky, ABC News, New York.
On a lighter note, speaking of the holidays, all of us are dressed the part right now. I feel like I put myself in the mind of Santa Claus's Christmas bag that he uses to put the Christmas presents in on the sleigh.
Yes.
I'm in the Christmas spirit, so
yes, you are.
I'll take it.
You are Miss Christmas today.
That is awesome. You look
Yes.
like a present, Jeff. I've got my Santa earrings on too. His legs dangle. And speaking of Santa, We are tracking Santa Claus along with NORAD this evening. So let's take a look. He was last seen in Cape Verde there in Africa, and he's delivered about 4.4 billion presents so far. He's on his way to South America right now. We'll check back in with Santa the next half hour here of the newscast. Take a look at highs today. All right. Kind of all over the place, okay? We got up to 83 in Del Rio and 85 in Cotulla. In San Antonio, the high was 77 degrees. But look up toward New Braunfels, 80. And in Pleasanton, 83. The reason for the discrepancies here is because clouds slowly stuck around that I-35 corridor and into the hill country, keeping things insulated and a little cooler, while areas like Del Rio, Pleasanton, and Cotulla enjoyed a lot of sunshine today, warming up. Even in Junction, in the hill country, where it's well cooler than San Antonio many times, it's warmer there. It's 85. That was the high temperature in Junction, quite a bit warmer than us in San Antonio. But tonight in San Antonio, for your Christmas Eve forecast this evening, it's going to be very mild. Temperatures are slowly going to fall into the 60s. That is warm for this time of year. Again, we usually see a high temperature right around 63, and we're still going to be warmer than the average high by 10 p.m. So when Santa comes to town, it's going to be pretty mild and muggy for him. But hey, guess what? Rudolph's probably going to come in handy because there's going to be some fog after about midnight that'll redevelop by the start of the day tomorrow. Much like the last few days, we are really going to see morning fog and areas of patchy drizzle. Visibility in the early morning hours tomorrow will be less than a mile in many places. So if you're traveling early Christmas morning to get to Grandma and Grandpa's, just know that you might have to deal with some of that fog on the roads. And then a lot like today, those clouds are slowly going to erode around that I-35 corridor. So one of the last places to see sunshine will be San Antonio. Hill Country will see sun before San Antonio. Del Rio before San Antonio, and Southwest will see sun before San Antonio. So that's going to have an impact on those high temperatures. But as soon as we see sun in the afternoon, we're going to see temperatures spike. So here's a look at the Christmas forecast highs. Again, near 90 degrees in parts of the hill country up near Junction, 84 in Kerrville, 87 in Del Rio, 86 in Cotulla. We'll be in the low 80s in San Antonio and around the metro area tomorrow, but that is still a lot warmer than average and could potentially be our third warmest Christmas ever. So we're talking earlier about potential weather delays across the nation because of this big low pressure system that's bringing snowfall and rain across the western portion of the United States. Ridge of high pressure, though, is going to keep all of this weather out of south central Texas, and in fact, sinking air from this high pressure system is going to cause us to stay warm not only tomorrow, Christmas Day, but into the last week of 2021. So if you're planning on traveling Christmas Day, warm and quiet around San Antonio. Day after Christmas, there's going to be snow in the western part of the U.S., but quiet around Texas. And on Monday, big travel day on Monday, it should be quiet around Texas, but again, there will likely be some air delays because of the snow. Christmas Day, fog and drizzle in the morning hours. Clearing at noon will be at 70, but as soon as we see that sun, 81 for the high. Southwest winds at 5 to 10. Copy and paste that forecast, apply it to the rest of 2021. It's going to be warm to end out the year. We could get a front, though, early next year, so we'll talk about that.
On a lighter note, the kids can go outside and ride their bikes. You don't have to wait till it gets warmer.
That's
warmer,
true.
or it's plenty dry and everything, too. So, well, Greg Simmons joins us now. And if you're with us at 5, you heard Amari Cooper a little disgruntled with the offense.
Venting would be a good way to put it. The fact that there are not enough targets or passes coming his direction lately in these last few games, and he has a solution to the Cowboys' offensive problem. So what does Dak have to say about that? And the Oklahoma Sooners have arrived for the 2021 Valero Alamo Bowl when we come back. For the second time, the rivalry between our San Antonio Spurs and Los Angeles Lakers is silver and black. Closed down another venue for the purple and gold in May of 1999 during the playoffs. The Spurs shut down the fabulous Forum before advancing and winning their first ever NBA title that year. And after back-to-back wins against the Clippers and the Lakers last night, the Spurs have ended the Staples Center run, where the venue now becomes Crypto.com Arena tomorrow. And in doing so, dominated LeBron and the Lakers from start to finish. Derek White had 23 points right behind him off the bench. Lonnie Walker, the fourth, with 21, including 4 3-pointers. provided the Spurs 18 three-pointers on the night, but it was a performance of Keita Bates-Diop that stood out. A career-high 30 points on 11 of 11 shooting, the first Spur player to do that since Fabricio Oberto back in 2006 in the 138-110 rout.
4, 5, or 6 of us don't play consistently minutes every night. But all of us stay ready at all times. We play every day. We talk about what to do when we get in the game. So whenever that time comes, all of us are always ready.
Keita's a very, very smart individual on the court and off the court. And he does what he needs to do on the team, which is cutting, being open, finding himself open. And, and we found him. He continued to cut. He continued to make the right reads, and things were going his way.
All right, the Spurs get Christmas Day off. Back at it the day after Christmas when they play host to the Detroit Pistons.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
The Dallas Cowboys have clinched their first playoff berth since 2018. That's after the San Francisco 49ers lost to the Tennessee Titans last night 20-17. Now they have their sights set on becoming NFC champions with a win over the Washington football team in Cowboys AT&T Stadium on Sunday Night Football. In order to improve the Cowboys' output on offense during these final 3 regular season games, wide receiver Amari Cooper has more than just suggested he should be targeted more. He has flat out vented it in public that third down conversion, scoring in the red zone, and more importantly, turning the defense takeaways into touchdowns would improve if you just threw the ball more in his direction. Dak Prescott has an answer to that request.
You want to get the ball to him. You'd much rather have a guy saying that and a guy hungry for the ball than him shying away from it in critical situations or just when you need to. So, yeah, it's a balance. I mean, you got a lot of playmakers on this team and on this offense, particularly when you're talking about the receivers. Not just those 3, but the guys I said, and Malik behind him, and then you've got 2 great backs that it's only one ball. So, I mean, he understands that, and he does whatever he can to help the team when he's not getting the ball. But, yeah, would love to get him the ball more as much as some of the other guys.
In other words, I'll do my best. The Cowboys will be 10.5-point favorites at kickoff on Sunday night. The Oklahoma Sooners have arrived in San Antonio for their first trip ever to the Valero Alamo Bowl. The Sooners checking into their downtown headquarters shortly before 4, bringing in legend with them. Former Sooners coach Bob Stoops, who will be the interim coach of the Sooners as they face Oregon in the Alamo Dome next week. Stoops stepping in after Lincoln Riley left for USC. So what was his message to the team heading to San Antonio?
Just enjoy San Antonio. This is a great town, a great city. The bowl people are always great to you, so just enjoy the experience. But like always, the best part of any bowl is having an opportunity to win. And, so that's what they'll end up remembering the most.
Great to have him back. You may remember the Sooners lost to the Ducks back in 2006, 34-33, after Oregon was erroneously awarded an onside kick. Oregon arrives tomorrow on Christmas Day. Game day is on Wednesday for a little chance at revenge there for Bob Stoops. And more importantly, welcome to the Sooner fans and the Sooner players and coaches and staff to San Antonio.
A lot of people coming to town. And that was a very diplomatic answer from Dak.
Yes, it was.
He knows where his bread is buttered.
Like I say, you normally keep that inside the locker room.
Yeah. All right, Greg, thanks very much.
Yeah.
We'll be back right after the break.
On this Christmas Eve, COVID-19 cases are surging, sending airlines into disarray, leaving hospital staff at the brink of exhaustion and causing shortages of COVID-19 tests.
And in Florida, a new COVID-19 outbreak on a South Florida-based cruise ship marks the 3rd one out of Florida just this week. ABC's Wynn has the latest.
It's Christmas Eve and COVID-19 cases keep climbing. The U.S. is averaging more than 1,200 new deaths a day, with the daily 7-day case average more than doubling in the last 3 weeks.
We're overly exhausted, and it's starting to look like last year at this time right now. It's kind of a PTSD situation.
Omicron is highly transmissible, threatening to overrun hospitals, and is already ruining holiday plans.
We're just trying to stay extra safe away from people, I guess.
The new variant prompting the CDC to alter its rules for health workers who test positive for COVID, shortening isolation time from 10 days to 7. But the largest registered nurses union says the change is putting the lives of nurses at risk. The major U.S. airlines looking for similar treatment, urging the CDC to shorten quarantine time for their fully vaccinated staff who get COVID from 10 days to 5. Already, United, Delta, and Alaska Airlines have collectively canceled hundreds of flights, though not all of those are due to COVID sick calls. Weather also played a role. But a pre-Christmas gift from the FDA, authorizing a second COVID-19 pill from Merck, shown to reduce the chance of severe illness by 30%. Though the agency recommends using other coronavirus treatments first, like Pfizer's antiviral pill, also authorized this week, but which has been shown to be 89% effective in preventing hospitalizations and deaths.
I think in the long run, it's a game changer. I don't use that term lightly. I think it's going to end up making a really enormous difference.
And the Biden administration giving a gift to travelers from Africa, announcing it's lifting the travel ban on 8 South African countries starting December 31st. That's the region where the Omicron variant was first detected. M. Wynn, ABC News, Washington.
A veteran Minnesota police officer is in state prison tonight after being found guilty in the shooting death of Dante Wright. Kim Potter called the shooting in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, an accident, saying she mistook her handgun for her taser. But the jury decided to hold her accountable for that shooting. She's been found guilty on first-degree and second-degree manslaughter charges. The mother of Dante Wright was in the courtroom when that verdict was read.
When they read the first-degree manslaughter, my heart dropped and I let out a wail and I just buried my head into his chest.
Potter's sentencing is scheduled for February 18th. The maximum sentence in Minnesota for first-degree manslaughter is 15 years.
Well, the holiday season is in full swing, and that means temptations are everywhere in the form of good food and drinks, making it easy to pack on the pounds this winter. In today's Health Minute, Jen Sullivan has 5 things you can do to avoid the dreaded weight gain.
Sugary treats, boozy drinks, and all those calorie-dense dishes. Holiday meals make it easy to pack on extra pounds this time of year.
To avoid the vicious cycle of weight gain during the holidays, I encourage you to focus on things that you can add in to your diet and to your lifestyle rather than things that you need to take out.
Health and fitness expert Stephanie Mansour says these 5 tips can help you stay trim without missing out on the festive fun. Number 1, power up with protein. That way you won't be starving at the dinner table and will be less likely to reach for sugary and carb-loaded items.
Even a little bit of Greek yogurt or a couple hard-boiled eggs, a protein shake, anything that you can have with protein to power up before you sit down for your holiday meal is going to help you avoid overeating.
Number 2, stay hydrated. She recommends drinking half of your body weight in ounces of water. That way you don't confuse thirst for hunger. Number 3, unwind with hot tea.
When something's warm to sip on, you really have to slow things down and enjoy them and be conscious of what you're consuming rather than throwing back one last cocktail.
Number 4, manage the alcohol. Have 1 glass of water before and after every drink. And finally, don't deprive yourself. Don't avoid sugary treats completely. Instead, eat them in moderation.
Always have at least 1 or 2 tastes of your favorites and then move on.
For today's Health Minute, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Speaking of food, we take a look at the traditions of a San Antonio tamale shop and why people lined up to get some before Christmas. That's after the break. Well, it's Christmas Eve, and today people will gather with family and friends to enjoy amazing food, which means there's more than gifts to unwrap.
Of course, we're talking about tamales. Our Jonathan Cotto spotted the lines at a popular spot for tamales and has the delicious details.
Tamale Express starts right here this holiday season, and it's never too early for folks in San Antonio to get in line and place their order of delicious tamales this Christmas Eve.
It's the most important question of the season. Did you place your order of tamales in on time? And if anyone knows a thing or two about these addictive and tasty tamalitos, it's owner of Delicious Tamales and tamale connoisseur Valerie Gonzalez.
I've been doing it for 41 years.
And while Santa's elves are known to put in some work, these ladies are the real MVPs this holiday season, ensuring these folks get their orders.
This is my delicious family. A lot of them have been with me for over 15 years. They've been here since real early in the morning, packing the tamales, cooking them and packing them.
Gonzalez says this time of year the lines are no surprise, but considering the public health crisis, she says last year played out pretty well.
Last year was an exceptional year because we could only get 1 person in at a time because of the pandemic.
And just to fill you in on how serious the tamale game is here, the cutoff for orders was December 13th, but others are trying their luck on a first come, first served basis.
It's a tradition, every year.
either mom making them or coming to get them from here last minute.
It's like almost like enchiladas and tacos here in San Antonio, you know. But tamales is always top of the line. And they're quick and easy, you heat them up, you know. It's great.
And although everyone is wishing for cooler Christmas weather, you can count on one thing: hot tamales. Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Taking a look at live cam. Japhanie, you were here earlier. Did he bring any back?
Oh, yes, he did.
Story? What?
He sure did. Had a whole little bucket.
What?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get any of those tamales, Japanese.
We sure didn't.
Well, fun fact, you know, when I first came to San Antonio, I found out the tamales didn't come in a can. When I was in Arkansas.
Oh, no.
My Lord.
I know that's crazy, but I've tasted the true
Wow,
OG.
yes, you have. Please don't ever eat them from a can, ever again. Okay, let's take a look at how your Christmas Eve will stack up this evening. Temperatures are going to gradually fall into the 60s. It's going to be very mild. That is already warmer than our high temperature. It's seeing temperatures in the 60s, so pretty mild evening. Hey, take a look at Santa there up in the corner. I'm going to be tracking Santa Claus and, of course, talk about your Christmas forecast after the break.
It is time for the buzz, and a TSA officer saved a choking infant at Newark Liberty International Airport this month that was all caught on surveillance camera. You can see it right there. The mom of the 2-year-old baby screamed for help when she realized he wasn't breathing.
Crazy sight to see. That's when Officer Cecilia Morales sprang into action. She jumped over the luggage conveyor belt and performed the Heimlich maneuver until the baby started breathing again. A pediatric EMT came later to give the baby some oxygen. Morales was hired by the TSA in October, but get this, she had been an EMT for 10 years in northern New Jersey. She was in the right place at the right time, for sure.
For sure. And what do you give a panda bear for Christmas? I don't know. At the Berlin Zoo, the answer is a holiday platter made with gingerbread men, specially made, and sugar cookies.
That's right. And while panda bears are quite happy with a white Christmas, it's more of an adjustment for some of the tropical animals. But the furry capybaras, who hail from the much warmer climate of South America, seem to be taking the snow in stride.
Just give them food. They're okay.
There you go. Now, December 24th isn't just the day before Christmas. It's also National Eggnog Day. I've actually never had this before. But eggnog is a traditional holiday beverage, and it's also known as milk punch, which doesn't sound appetizing to me.
If you aren't familiar with eggnog, Japhanie, it's a sweet drink made with milk, cream, sugar, spices, whipped eggs, and sometimes liquor. Many people either love it or hate it. If you don't care for the drink itself, try eggnog cookies, eggnog pudding, eggnog flavored ice cream. But one thing I do like that's related to that is, people might know, coquito.
Yes. Made with coconut.
Yes. Coconut, milk, and rum.
Yes.
See, that's the thing. I am
it's
like
adjacent to eggnog.
Yes.
I do not,
eggnog adjacent. I like
cannot do coconut. So I don't think eggnog is on my list.
Eggnog doesn't have coconut.
But still, it's milk punch, and I don't like the way that sounds.
Oh, it's good, Japhanie. Don't knock it until you try it, girl.
You'll definitely need ice, though.
Yeah, you
a
absolutely
cool
do.
drink. None of this hot chocolate
For
this
sure,
year. Here.
Because it's going to be very warm tomorrow, potentially our third warmest Christmas ever, if not our second warmest Christmas ever. So Santa, by the time he gets here, he's going to need those short sleeves, and hopefully he has a little bit of AC there on his sleigh. Hey, there he is right now. We're tracking Santa along with NORAD this evening. He was just in the Falkland Islands, South America area. He's delivered about 4.5 billion presents already, and he's going to be on his way to the good old SA here soon. All right, outside today we got up to about 77 degrees for our high temperature. That is well above average by 14 degrees. And on top of that, San Antonio was actually the cooler spot on the map, because take a look at today's satellite from about 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Notice how clouds eroded everywhere else except for San Antonio, that I-35 corridor, and we finally saw complete sun at about 2-3 p.m. around noon, we were still in the 60s. And so we were able to see temperatures really spike as soon as we saw that sun. And I think we're going to continue this pattern of those morning clouds sticking around that I-35 corridor. But it's still going to be a warm Christmas, no matter which way you look at it. It'll start off gray and end up sunny. Take a look at these high temperatures today. Out in Del Rio, it was 83 degrees. Again, they saw plenty more sun than us in San Antonio. 83 in Pleasanton, 85 in Cotulla. Look up toward Kerrville, 72 degrees for the high in Kerrville. Again, those clouds stuck around a little bit for the hill country. Got up to 80 in New Braunfels. Reason why we've seen those stubborn morning clouds with areas of drizzle is because we are very humid for this time of year. 60 degrees is the dew point out there right now. And while that's not totally odd to see that every now and again in December, what is odd is that we have not seen any cold fronts, and we won't see any cold fronts in our immediate future to knock down the humidity and knock down the temperatures. So because of that, tomorrow morning, once again, we're going to have morning clouds with areas of fog and patchy drizzle. When you wake up tomorrow to open presents, it will be 60 degrees and gray out there. And then again, that fog and clouds will stick around until about lunch, and then we'll see the sunshine. But that I-35 corridor really is going to be one of the last places to see that afternoon sunshine. So it's going to be warmer outside of San Antonio than around the Alamo City. 87 for the high in Del Rio tomorrow, Christmas Day. 86 in Carrizo Springs, 86 in Cotulla. Around that I-35 corridor and the metro area, low 80s, and even up in Kerrville, where today they were in the 70s, tomorrow hill country should be in the 80s, because again, they'll see the sun quicker than us in San Antonio. All of the weather across the nation is on the western half pretty much of the U.S. with a high pressure system moving over south central Texas, and that's going to keep weather up and over. And so looking at your holiday travel forecast tomorrow around the state of Texas, Christmas Day, it's going to be quiet, but it is going to be warm. Snowfall across the Rockies, and then by Sunday, Boxing Day, we're going to see similar weather to Christmas. So tomorrow, 60 degrees, fog and drizzle, then clearing at noon. As soon as we see that sun, 81 for the high temperature tomorrow. Copy and paste that forecast for the remainder of 2021. We probably won't see our next front until the new year.
With these temps and as many presents as Santa has delivered, I'm pretty sure his little suit is like super sweaty right about now.
Oh,
Yes,
sure.
hopefully he has air conditioning on the sleigh.
Right.
In case you missed it, it's coming up next.
Holding on to hope. That was the theme of a prayer vigil that was held outside St. Francis Episcopal Church today as the search continues for 3-year-old Alina Kill.
Now, that vigil that we were just at wrapped up about an hour or so ago was held here outside St. Francis Episcopal Church. Groups of people, all from different places, backgrounds, and faith, united here for one little girl. Now, community leaders and others stood by members of the Afghan community, all praying for the same thing, for Lena to come home. Now, we spoke to a friend of the family. He gave us an update on how her parents are holding up during this tough time.
Right now, the community is supporting, so they are a little bit good, but still the mother is in deep pain.
An Amber Alert still in effect as the search continues for 3 children who disappeared along with their father earlier this week. Lucas, Ariana, and Jonathan are all last seen Monday afternoon in Rio Medina. The Medina County Sheriff's Office is also searching for the child's father. He's 40-year-old Jonathan Wright. He's wanted on several out-of-state warrants for crimes against minors.
Rudy Giuliani and a TV network are being sued by 2 election workers in Georgia who say that they were harassed by Trump supporters. Ruby Freeman and Wandrea Moss say that they are victims of political lies. Both claim the network One American News, along with Giuliani, publicly and falsely suggested that they had illegally counted ballots. From the depths of the Riverwalk to a Cancun trip that had many people talking. We're taking a look at some of the stories that you were most interested in.
We have a full list of those stories that got the most clicks throughout 2021 on KSAT.com. That list includes the Astro World tragedy, new Texas laws, and trash diving in the San Antonio Riverwalk.
You can find the story on our homepage.
Well, welcome back. Merry Christmas and Merry Christmas Eve to everyone out there. You know, this time of year can be a time of joy, a time of celebration, but also a time of grief and sadness for many folks. But tonight, my husband Michael and I wish you peace and joy this Christmas and into the Happy New Year by singing Silent Night.
Thank you very much, Sarah, and Merry Christmas to all of you out there.
Have a blessed one.